Good morning, sports investors. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. I'm your host, three-time Las Vegas Sporting News handicapping champion. I am Jerry Hendel. I'm joined in the studio, as always, by Bobby Edwards. Bobby was out of the studio last week, but he's back in the studio today. Bobby is absolutely on fire. He's known as the Underdog King and the Big East specialist in basketball. He's on fire right now with underdogs, and we're going to hear from Bobby in a little while, and he's going to have a nice big underdog winner tonight, so stay tuned for a little while. But before we get to the show, I want all listeners to pick up the phone and call us right now. Folks, it's week 5 in the NFL. It's week 6 in college football already. All right, it's time to start making some money. Pick up the phone and call us. It's October 11th. The weather's getting a little chilly. You're not at the beach anymore if you're in the Northeast. Nice day to sit inside, relax, pull the covers up, and watch the football game with that special somebody. But nothing is like having some money on the game. So let's start making money today. Call me for 3 free winners today. All callers are going to get absolutely free. Arkansas, Alabama, Navy, Notre Dame, and TCU, Kansas State. For tomorrow, you're going to get the winner of the Bills-Titans, Seahawks-Bengals, and the Bears Chiefs. That's 6-0, absolutely free. Even the caller's free. Call us right now at 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-G-MAN. 888-484-4626 is the number. Give us a call. Just for calling, you're going to get 6 free winners. Last Saturday, the free picks were Iowa State, blowout winner. Michigan State, a loser, even after being up 21-0, they blew it. And North Carolina +6 over Georgia Tech. So just for calling last week, you hit 2 out of 3 games in college. 2-1 is 67%. Call us today, 3 free winners, and tomorrow's 3 free winners as well. 888-484-4626 is the number. You could also go to the website. You can listen to the entire show. It's posted, www.jerrywins.com. www.jerrywins.com. While you're there, for $99, I posted my guaranteed pick. Go to Pay If You Win with Jerry. Buy my guaranteed pick right now, $99. No risk, because the game must win or I'll refund your money right after the game. www.jerrywins.com. For those of you that have been listening to us for a long time, you know about the $80,000 bankroll games. Last week, TCU, a blowout, 50-7. Louisiana Tech -15, 43-14. And the Panthers on Sunday over the Bucks, crushing them, 37-23. This week, we're going to do the $1,000 special for the last week. If you have as little as $1,000 to play with, give us a call. Use code 777. You'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe. We'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. Again, 888-484-G-MAN, code 777. You'll talk to me, Bobby, or Joe. We'll get you on the 80K bankroll games. And then last but not least, if you just want to get your feet wet and hit 75% of your games at the same time, you could ask for our $299 special. For $299, you're going to get us for an entire month of football, and we're going to throw the baseball playoffs and World Series in for free. So again, you get the postseason baseball free with any package, $299 for a month of football, 888-484-G-MAN, 888-484-4626. Bobby, last weekend, I mean, even on the regular picks, Michigan State lost, Baylor a blowout, Oregon winner, Marshall winner. Houston on Sunday, they're banned. We can't give them out anymore. Houston is killing us every week. Yeah. So Houston is banned. Yeah, and then we had the Bears, the Bengals, and then Monday night, Saints on the game. And then Monday night, your big underdog winner, the Lions and under.
You know, it's, Jerry, listen, it's so much different being actually back in the studio. When I'm long distance, right. From Vegas to New York, it's not quite the same, feeling. You're not getting that camaraderie. So, just to, get that off my chest, it's so much better being live. But, the thing of it is, I mean, here we are now. It's October 10th. 11th, I'm sorry. October 10th.
Oh, 10th. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, my birthday was 7 days ago. So October 10th. And, if you've started out, even if you've done well for the month of September, and listen, I'm rubbing elbows with a lot of casino owners in Vegas, a lot of sportsbook guys, and they kind of give me the numbers.
Right.
And the numbers are never in the public's favor. Go figure. It's Vegas. Whether it's Vegas, Reno, Laughlin.
Right.
Go ahead.
I just want to say this because anybody out there that's gambling every weekend, here's what they did last weekend. They played the Dolphins and lost. They played the Falcons and won. They played the Raiders and lost. They played the Eagles and lost. They played the Chargers and lost. Mm-hmm. They played the Packers. They won that game. Right. And they lost the Broncos, the Cowboys, and Monday night they got killed on Seattle. Right. The public lost 8 out of 10 games this week. Right. So even if they were doing good early, they got crushed this week. I can tell you that because the bookmakers are dancing all the way to the bank.
Well, that was the gist of my my conversation with a lot of these guys, Jerry, where they were all smiles. And they're always all smiles, but for some reason, this past week they were really smiling, and that's because now the odds makers are making these lines tougher.
Right.
And listen, we go through this every year, so it's pretty much like you could bank on it that September is the month where a lot of guys are kind of testing the water on their own, and that's fine. But it always comes down to October, the best month that we have, because most people that are betting on their own finally realize that they're going to need some help if they want to make real money. If you're betting $10-20 a game, have at it, enjoy it. It's not killing your zip code. Nothing's going to go up or down drastically. But if you want to make a dent in that bank account and you really want to make some money, that's when our phones go up 30 to 40% of the amount of calls that we get, because the public is tired of losing on their own. They've been listening to our shtick for the last, couple of months, and they're ready to get going. So, for those people that are going to call us today, it's nice to finally talk to you. But remember, we're going to be in business, for a long time down the road. So if you want to start making money, get on board with somebody that's very good at picking games. Listen, we don't pick them all. We just went over some games that we lost. Unlike most people that surround our show, they never lose. And that's great. I mean, if that's the truth, God bless them, call them up. But you and I both know that's not the case. We're as transparent as you could possibly be in the gambling business. And we're talking about not only the winners that we have, let's face it, this is a show about making money, but we do have losers, and it does hurt. Yeah. But the thing of it is, if you want an excellent service that's going to teach you how to do this the right way, pick more winners and losers. This isn't for the meek. This is for people that have some expendable cash. Don't call us with your last $500. That's not what this is about. This is about, and what's the demographics of our industry, G-Man? Yeah. Jerry, you know what it is.
40s.
Yeah. Successful, entrepreneurial, usually have their own businesses, making six figures, and that's what we're looking for. But don't get me wrong. If you're out there driving a rig, you're making yourself 80, 90,000, but you're driving 100 hours a week, we take all comers. We've had police officers, we've had judges, we've had doctors. Remember, I used to have a Dr. Hardcastle. He'd call me in the middle of brain surgery. Hey, Bobby, I got to close this guy up. Yeah, I got to close this guy up. He was in a motorcycle accident. What's the pick of the day? And I remember I gave him the Mets over Cincinnati. We're talking about 1995, plus 150 winner. Disregard that. But here's the story, and here's the end to the story. If you're out there, you're betting these games, what you need to do is you need somebody who's in your corner to help you navigate through all these spreads. I mean, let's face it, there's 100, Division I schools that you can, regularly gamble on. Yep. Not even talking about college basketball. There's like 344 Division I schools. You're going to need somebody to help you with basketball. Don't wait till basketball season. Everybody's betting football, okay? And everybody's betting it right now, and our phones are lighting up. So what you have to do is pick up the phone, call us, and we'll talk you, basically how to get this done, how to open up an account with us, how to go online, which is, Monkey could do that. If you're coming to Vegas, awesome. That's it's all good. So here's the phone number, 888-484-4626. We have something for everybody. I'm going to have one of my clients on a little later in the show, and he's the antithesis of what exactly we do here. All right, so he's the prime example of somebody who comes on board, gets their toe, dips their toe in the water, and goes on to, to make more money than he probably made, in a week. He made it in 8 hours of football. So 888-484-4626, and I think I used that word antithesis correctly. You'll have to get on that. But Jerry, you know what I'm talking about. It's very important that you put the newspaper down, turn off ESPN, because the last I checked, they're not helping anybody make money doing this.
Nope.
They kind of fluff. They talk about point spreads.
Dance around it.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. He doesn't really talk much about it. The Chip. What's his name? Bayless. Skip Bayless. He's always talking about point spreads.
Yep.
So they talk about it, but they don't really talk about it. So if you want to start making money, we have something for everybody. This is a great weekend to get started. Start today, because before you know it, Jerry, we're going to be talking about basketball in a couple of weeks. We're already watching NBA preseason basketball. I already have my first weekend's worth of winners. So pick up the phone. Let's make money today. College football. And listen, the spreads. They're not going to be easy today. They won't be any easier next week. And we're open 7 days a week, folks. So, take down our phone number, 888-484-4626, and make sure you get busy and start making money today.
Yeah, and also, Bobby, going to what you were saying about, our average customer. I had an 80-year-old guy call me last weekend. And he was from the Cincinnati station. And, I always ask people what their situation in life is, because we always say on the show, if you're playing with your rent money or your kid's college fund, don't do it, because that's not what we're looking for. I don't want to take, I don't want to, have you bet your last $100, and if I have a bad day, you're broke or you can't eat. I ended up refusing his business because he's on Social Security.
Yep.
He just had a stroke, and he really needed to make money. And I said, no. I said, this isn't for you. We don't want somebody with their last $100, because it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. I'll make you money, but you have to be able to weather the storm, so to speak.
Yeah.
You have to take the good with the bad. And, like last weekend, we had a great weekend. The weekend before, we were about 65%. Last weekend, we were a lot better. So overall, you're going to make money. I've never had a losing year. I've had losing days, losing weeks, but never a losing year. And with the $80,000 bankroll games, those are the best of the best, but you have to have a few bucks to bet those. Anyway, I'm going to explain the $80,000 bankroll games real quick before we go to break. Folks, these are our best games, and what they are is they're information games. They're not games that we're guessing on. And these are the games that I put the big money on. Bobby bets, and these are the games that we bet big money on. The reason they're called the $80,000 bankroll games is because initially, back in '89, when I started this program, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. You needed a 10 grand starting amount. And what you would do is you would bet $10,000 on the first game and double your money to 20. Then you would go 20 to 40 on the second game, 40 to 80 on the third game, thus the $80,000 bankroll games. Last week, you would add $10,000 on TCU after they were done, blowing out Texas. They got so tired of running up and down the field. They win that game 50-7. Then you go $20,000 on Louisiana Tech over UL Lafayette. Now, the thing is, Bobby, we only got a couple minutes left, but these are teams that probably the average person don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
Some of the best information is no-name teams because, Notre Dame Navy is on TV today.
Right.
Nothing funny is going on that game.
No.
Michigan and Ohio State, they all play on TV. So, again, there's nothing funny going on. But here's two schools that very few people have ever heard about, and the lines makers probably take a big gulp when somebody comes in and lays 40 or 50,000 on Louisiana Tech,
right?
Because probably half the lines makers don't know where they're even located.
Yeah, and to get onto that also, I mean, obviously TCU, one of those teams that's made a name for themselves in the last couple of years.
They were not over a big team.
No, 10 years ago you'd laugh if I said bet 10 grand with TCU.
Yeah.
Now they're shellacking Texas. Let's face it, Texas is not what they were 10 years ago.
Right.
But that's the beauty part of what we do. We gather all this information up and we've stored it.
Right.
So, we're looking at TCU against the spread regardless of if they were number 4 in the country or they weren't even the top 100.
Right.
So times have changed.
Right.
It's not all Florida and Alabama and all these schools that everybody knows about, everybody talks about. Mm-hmm. You're getting teams like TCU, Boise State, just teams that, again, aren't necessarily household names when it comes to, the top 10. Now, you look at the top 10, and there are teams on there that you wouldn't even think about years ago.
Yeah.
How does that affect the spread when they do play somebody good?
Right.
Well, you saw how it was last week. TCU playing Texas, right? What were they laying? What was the spread?
14 or 14. It was 14.
They were laying 2 touchdowns at home, and they crushed them.
Right.
All right, so that's good information. That's good handicapping, whatever you want to call it. All right, Jerry, you were going to say?
Okay, and then the third game last weekend, you would have had 40,000 on the Panthers over the Bucks, and that makes makes your bankroll go to 80. So that's why they're called the $80,000 bankroll games, because in 3 games you take 10, turn it into 80. It's basically 8 times your money in a weekend. Now, we don't always force games. I'm not going to just give you a game to give you a game. If I only have 1 game this weekend, you would play 1 game and then 2 next weekend. It's a 3-game package, but it always doesn't happen within days. This weekend, it happens to be by Monday. I'll make you 8 times your money, but it's not the case every week. So again, the special that we have this week, and it's the last week, of course, you can go 5 to 40 if you only have $5,000. You can go 2,500 to 20,000. And we're going to run the $1,000 special one more week because we keep saying this is the last week, but we're getting such a demand for it, I'm going to do it. If you have $1,000 and you want to turn it into 8, you can still get the games. All you got to do is use code 777 when you call us at 888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN, code 777, and you'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe, and we will get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. So give us a call, 888-484-G-MAN. Now we're going to take a break. But before we get back, as I said, we got 6 free winners. 888-484-4626 is the number. Give us a call. Let us start making you some money. 888-484-G-MAN. We'll be right back. You're listening to the G-Man Sports Radio Network.
Only one handicapper has ever won the Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge more than once. He's Jerry Hendel, and he is the man that has the information for you now. He has won it 3 times, and right now, to show you how strong his information is, he will give you a free selection, and that's the key word, free selection without obligation or cost on a game that's running this weekend. Call him at 888-484-4626. You have nothing to lose and greatly improve your chances of winning by dialing 888-484-4626. Find out for yourself. Get your free selection. Again, no obligation, no bull. Call them 888-484-4626. 888-484-4626. This is not some "it sounds too good to be true" thing. It is true. It's absolutely free. Don't hesitate. Call Jerry Hendel right now. He's the G-Man, and he's got winning picks for you free. 888-484-4626.
I'm Jerry Hendel of the Sports Advisors, the only 3-time winner of the Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Contest. And we are on fire here at the Sports Advisors. I want all listeners to give me a call right now. I have a game today that will not lose. You heard me right. It will not lose. If you're tired of losing and you want to make money, give me a call right now. I have a game that will not lose. My number is 1-888-484-4626. That's 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-4626. Give me a call. We're here all day. Operators are standing by. And as I said, I have a game that will not lose. You call me and get this game, I will guarantee this game against the rest of the season. This game must win, or I'll give you the rest of the season absolutely free. Give me a call for this winner right now. The number is 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-4626.
Once again, Jerry and Bobby, the Sports Advisors.
And we're back. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. In case you just joined us, I'm your host, 3-time Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Champion. I'm Jerry Hendel. I'm joined in the studio by Bobby Edwards. Bobby is our underdog king and Big East specialist. Bobby's on fire with his underdogs. Last big underdog, last Monday night, the Lions, plus 10 over the Seahawks, almost come within inches of winning the game outright.
How about the money line on that
one? Yeah, money line plus 405, very close in that game. But they definitely covered the spread. Bobby's on fire with his underdogs, and we're going to hear from Bobby in a little while about an underdog this weekend that is going to win outright. But before we get back to the show, all listeners need to pick up the phone and call me right now. Everybody listening, pick up the phone and call me, and I mean everyone. My girls are painting their fingernails right now. Call up and make them work. Give us a call right now. I'm going to give you 6 free winners. 3 today, 3 tomorrow. Today you're going to get the winner of Arkansas, Alabama, 7 Eastern time tonight. Navy, Notre Dame, 3:30 this afternoon Eastern time, and TCU, Kansas State, 7:30 tonight. That's 3-0. And tomorrow you're going to get the winner of the Bills, Titans, Seahawks, Bengals, and the Bears-Chiefs. They're all early games. Give us a call right now for these 6 free winners. They're not going to walk to you. Your phone's not going to dial itself. You have to physically pick up the phone or tell your phone to dial 888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN, 888-484-4626 is the number. Call us right now, and you're going to get 6 free winners, and I'm probably going to hit 2 out of 3 today and 2 out of 3 tomorrow, so most likely you're going to go 4 and 2 this weekend. So pick up the phone, give us a call, start making money today. Also, you can go to the website. If you haven't listened to the show since the beginning, you want to hear the whole thing, you missed out, go to www.jerrywins.com, www.jerrywins.com. And while you're there listening to the radio show, I have my guaranteed pick posted there. Click on Pay If You Win with Jerry. I'll give you my guaranteed pick right now for $99. And there's no risk because if the game don't win, I'll refund your money minutes after the game is over. But then again, that's not going to happen. 888-484-4626 or go to the website www.jerrywins.com and click on the, Pay If You Win with Jerry and get my guaranteed pick. Also, if you're a small player and you just want to get started small, for you $100, $200 bettors, $299 for the month, and you get the rest of the baseball playoffs and World Series free with that. Actually, that's free with any package, the rest of the baseball season. So again, when you call in, ask for the $399 special, and we'll get you rolling on that. Also, the $80,000 bankroll games, this will be the last week for the $1,000 special. If you want to turn $10,000 into $80,000, use code 777 when you call us. You want to turn 5 into 40, code 777 again. Last but not least, any amount in there, you can do it. But if you have as little as $1,000 and you want to turn that into $8,000, use code 777 when you call us, 888-484-G-MAN. We'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. You will speak to me, Bobby, or Joe, code 777 for the $80,000 bankroll games. And folks, if you never bet before, call us because we'll walk you through it. I mean, I have women are our best success stories because they tend to listen. They don't have egos like the men, so they kind of listen to us. When I told the people to bet the Lions Monday night, there was a few people that didn't want to bet it. All right? When I give you a game, it's going to win, so bet my way. If I go to the doctor and he tells me, you got a cold, you need penicillin, what am I going to do? Tell him, no, I don't, doctor? Well, why did I go in the first place? All right? The doctor does that for a reason. He went through 8 years of school. He knows better than me. If I need some legal advice, I go to a lawyer. If the lawyer tells me I got to do A, I'm not going to tell him no. All right? So when we tell you to do something, it's from 40 years of experience, almost 40 years anyway. God, it's getting a long time. But, give us a call. Let us do our job for you. Let our preparation reduce your risk. Let us make you some money today. 888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN. And that's, another point that we made. People that never bet before, Bobby. I mean, most of our people that call have never bet before. It's getting more popular than ever. If you have an iPhone, a telephone, or a laptop, or an iPad, you can easily bet the games. You just go online and click a couple of clicks of the mouse, and you're on. If you're old school like me, I don't use the computer. I like to call up. I call in my bets. Everything's recorded, so they can never mess up. If they do mess up, they go back to the tape. Whatever's on the tape is what you got. So, either way, there's no excuse for anybody not calling because they don't have to go to Vegas anymore to bet.
Yeah, no, Jerry, I mean, that's a valid point. I mean, they have made it as easy as possible to get involved in the gambling. I mean, other than us walking you into a casino, right. There's going online is what everybody's doing. I mean, right. As much as I'd love to say 50% of our clientele come out to Vegas, that's not happening. Everyone's online. There's plenty of places you can go to in the privacy of your own home, your office, your car. You can go online. There's plenty of places, like I said, that you can open up an account. That's where you bet all games. So it's, when people call up, they're not sure how this goes. We are not the casinos. folks. As much as I'd like to take your action, we cannot do that yet. I'm sure down the road one day we'll be able to work that
You're
out.
allowed to have people send money out to Vegas now when we could bet for you. It used to be,
you couldn't
bother you for it, but it was technically illegal, and now you could go out there and bet for up to 10 people. So,
So these are the things that we will talk to you about when you call, but you have to call. So, here's the most important thing. Today is Saturday. We're putting together a great slate of games. We have something for everybody. Our daily picks are looking great. Our $80,000 bankroll games are looking fantastic. They're going to be blowouts. I predict the first two Saturday, today's early game and the late game are going to be over by halftime. I can't say that with much conviction when it comes to the NFL, because we know the NFL, I hate to, use the phrase anything, can happen on, on any
given Sunday.
Yeah, on any given Sunday. But let's face it, you guys watch the NFL like we do, anything could happen on Sunday. There were a bunch of games last week that came down to the wire.
Yeah.
All right, you were talking about the Indy game, Indy Jaguar game.
Right.
Let's face it, the Monday night game, Detroit Seattle was one of those games.
Yeah.
So there were a decent amount of games that really came down to the wire. Right? Yeah, the New Orleans Dallas game.
Right.
I mean, that one Sunday night. I mean, Seattle's kicker missed, I think, 2 field goals, or 3, I think he missed. So, but they finally went on to win, and they covered because they won by a touchdown in overtime. Right. So, these games are getting closer. The odds makers are doing their work. That makes our job tougher. But you know what? If you're out there and you don't have somebody like us, it's got to be doubly hard for you to get out there and pick these games, especially with the way, the NFL goes. Now, college, plenty of action. So there's a lot of teams out there. You look at Ohio State, great team. Do they cover the spread much? Well, they didn't cover last weekend.
Yeah.
So
how about Michigan State up 21-0 at halftime? It looks like a blowout.
Right.
And then they don't score much in the second half.
Exactly. So
that was one of our losers. We had them.
No, and again, we want to win every game, folks. But we're not going to sit there and tell you that we do win every game. But you're getting an effort that you would never get from your buddy sitting next to you at the bar telling you to bet a game. At least when you call us, I've been doing this business since 1988. Jerry's been doing it since what, 83?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of years of experience, a lot of point spreads that we've looked at, and we've dissected these games the best we could. So that's what you're getting, years of experience, and we're not picking them straight up, folks. We're talking about betting them against the spread. Right. So if you're listening to the show, you're going to have guys like myself, Jerry, and Joe, and we're going to be sitting here and giving you what we think, in our opinion, is the best game at that time. Now, again, it might not win, and I hate to say it like that, but you know what? It's not an exact science.
Right.
So we are doing our best to look at the spreads, how these teams do on the road, wearing their white jerseys, playing in the daytime, playing in the nighttime, playing on turf, playing on real grass. There's a lot of things that happen, all right? And unless you have somebody like us that this is all we do, pretty much every day for the next 10 months, we're looking at games, looking at spreads, and trying to pick ourselves some winners. 888-484-4626.
I had a guy call me this week, and he said he's been listening to us for 5 years.
That's crazy.
And then I said, so what actually made you call me today?
Right.
And he told me, when you made that point about the stockbroker gets paid whether you win or lose,
exactly.
He said, that's where I called you. He says, because you're right. He says, if I buy a stock, he makes his commission. If the stock goes up and I sell it at a profit, he gets a commission again.
Right.
If it goes down, he gets a commission again. Who's got it better than him? So, that's what made him call. With us, of course, we get a fee up front. But after that, you're not paying us again unless we make money for you. So the more you make, the more we make. So our interests are in alignment together.
Yeah.
It makes us more money to make you money.
It's not rocket science.
And you're making, 5 times what we're making because we work on a percentage, or 4 times what we're making. So, basically, my interest is in cahoots with your interest. So, again, give us a call. Let us walk you through everything. It's not the old days where you had to call some guy Luigi and you had to go meet him at a seedy bar, and if you didn't have his money, he'd break your legs. Everything is done online now. It's all corporate. These people at Costa Rica, Curacao, or the UK, or wherever they're located, they all have gambling licenses in those countries. And everything is above board. When you want to get paid, they wire the money to you. They overnight you a bank check. Everything is really easy. It's harder to get the money into your account than it is to get it out. But, again, This is all with technology and everything. It's better now than it used to be. If you have a phone or a computer or both, you can place bets. It's so easy. And if you're in California listening to us, you're a 45-minute hour drive from Reno, Tahoe, Las Vegas. I had a guy last week. He called me up on Thursday. He said, "You got anything?" I says, "Yeah, I got a big game for Saturday morning." He drove out there Friday night. He called me when he got there around 6 Eastern time. He said, "I'm there. I got $20,000 on me." I says, "Go bet the $20,000 on TCU." And he got the game in, came home with $40,000. Went out there with 22, came home with 42. So it's really easy. The point is, you guys out there in California, if you don't want to go online, take a nice drive with your wife. Trust me, I'll make you plenty of money out there. Your wife won't mind you betting when you're winning. A lot of guys say, "Well, I can't hide this from my wife." You know what? If I came home to my wife tonight and I said, "Hun, I'm not going to bet anymore. I'm tired of this," I get hit in the head with a pot.
Yeah, as quickly as you say it.
Exactly.
But that's the key. Our Northern California clients, they love the drive to Reno. It's a magnificent ride. All right. Same thing with our Southern California folks. Yeah. They drive to Vegas
or Mexico,
or they go to Tijuana, and even Laughlin. It's if it's done correctly and planned the right way, these are ways that you.
How
can...
about your police officer from Long Beach? Drove out there with a Chevy and came home with a Corvette.
Yeah, he went out there with an old Chevy and came home with a brand new one. So, going to Vegas in the state of Nevada, it's great. In the meantime, though, there are ways to bet these games, where you can do it, again, in the privacy of your home. It's simple stuff. You just, you need a brain and you got to want to do it.
If you want to be able to follow instructions.
If you want to make some extra money, and I know everybody says, "Well, Bobby, of course I want to make extra money." I'm talking about making some real money. I'm not talking about making a couple of $100s, okay? If you have a $500 or $1,000 or $10,000, and you know who I'm talking about, guys and girls. There's a lot of guys out there that do this just to annoy their wives. Well, you know what? We're in it to make money too. So, pick up the phone and let's get busy. It's October. It's time to win. You've been watching these spreads. You've been watching your games. It's an important time of the year to make money, because before you know it, the money you make now in football, we're going to be looking at basketball in a couple of weeks.
All right. We're going to take a break, but before we do, 888-484-4626, 888-484-G-Man. Call us right now for 6 free winners. Call us for the $80,000 bankroll games. Call us for the $299 special. Call us a bunch of morons, but call us. 888-484-4626 is the number. Give us a call. You're listening to the Sports Advisors. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Bobby Edwards getting back to you from the Sports Advisors. We have been on fire since week 1, and I want everybody to pick up the phone and call us. I have a big underdog that's going to happen tonight. It's going to be one of my best underdogs of the year. You're going to pick up the phone and call us at 888-484-4626. That's 888-484-4626. My underdogs right now are hitting 65%. If you're out there and you're losing on your own, all you need to do, again, is pick up the phone. I'll have a big underdog tonight, and I can tell you right now, this is an underdog that's going to win outright. Pick up the phone and call us, 888-484-4626. But make sure you do yourselves a favor. If you're gambling on your own and you're not making any money, pick up the phone, 888-484-4626. I have a huge underdog that I'm looking at tonight that's going to win outright. 888-484-4626.
Folks, you have got to stop. Stop listening to your brother-in-law, your bartender, whomever is giving you game information. You know it's not working. You've got to pick up the phone and call Jerry Hendel. He is America's only 3-time winner of the Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Championship. He has over 100 years' experience in his office of producing winning information, thousands of dollars in software that catalogs and stores information on games, and solid nationwide sources with weekly updated game information. So call him now and get a free selection on tonight's game, simply to prove to you how powerful their game information is. That's right, it's free. 888-484-4626. The number again, 888-484-4626. So get serious and get this free pick from Jerry Hendel, America's only 3-time winner of the Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge. Absolutely free, no cost or obligation. 888-484-4626. 888-484-4626.
And we're back. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. In case you just joined us, I'm your host, 3-time Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Champion, I'm Jerry Hendel. I'm joined in the studio by Bobby Edwards. Bobby was out of the studio last week, but he's right back in again. And Bobby is our underdog king and Big East specialist. Bobby calling the Lions Monday night against the Seahawks. Actually should have won the game outright if not for a bad call by the referees, but they covered the 10 points easily. As they lost the game 13-10. He's going to talk a little bit about an underdog for today or tomorrow that you can get, and it's a big, big winner. But before we get to the show, I want all listeners to pick up the phone and give us a call right now for 3 free winners for today and 3 for tomorrow. All callers are going to get absolutely free. Arkansas, Alabama, 7 Eastern time tonight. Navy, Notre Dame, 3:30 Eastern this afternoon. And TCU, Kansas, 7:30 tonight. For tomorrow, they're all early games. Bills, Titans, Seahawks, Bengals, and the Bears, Chiefs. So, folks, just for calling, I'm going to give you 3 free winners. All right? And the free games are hitting about 66%. 2 out of every 3 are winning. 888-484-4626. 888-484-G-MAN. 888-484-4626 is the number. 3 free winners today, 3 for tomorrow. The $80,000 bankroll games have been on fire. TCU, Louisiana Tech, and Carolina Sunday. We are on fire with these games. If you want to make 8 times your money this weekend and you have 1,000 at least to play, we'll turn that into 8,000 by Monday. Use code 777. When you call, you'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe. We'll get you on the $80,000 bankroll games. Code 777 at 888-484-G-MAN. Also, if you're a small player, you just want to get your feet wet. I don't want everybody to think you have to have millions of dollars to have fun and make money at this. You want to make yourself $700 or $800 a week, $299 for a month. All right, you're going to get a whole month of football for $299. I'll throw in the rest of the baseball playoffs up to the World Series for free. Again, when you call in, just tell the girl that you're calling for the $299 special so we know what you're looking for. But again, there's a lot of money to be made. 888-484-G-MAN. Give us a call. Also, go to the new and improved website, www.jerrywins.com. Jerrywins.com. You can listen to this radio show. It's posted there. You can listen to the entire show there. Go to www.jerrywins.com. Also, while you're there, I got my guarantee pick right on the front page. It says right there with my handsome picture, pay if you win with Jerry. What pay if you win with Jerry means is you only pay if the game wins. It's $99 for the winner. If the game don't win, I'll refund your money within 10 minutes after the game ends. Pay if you win with Jerry at www.jerrywins.com. Bobby, it's like week 6 now week 5 in the NFL, 6 in college.
6 in college. It's crazy.
And we were just talking about things in the off break. There's a lot of little things out there that people don't know. For instance, when Miami plays, you take the underdog. You're going to win 70% of the time. It didn't work last week, but
it was a neutral
field too.
And my Jets won. Woohoo!
But it's a fact that if you look at every Miami game and you took the underdog, you're winning a lot more than you're losing.
Right.
What was the other thing we wanted to talk about? Oh, another thing is with injuries. When you're playing a game, for example, the Colts were laying 9 against
opening line.
Opening line was
right,
-9 against the Jaguars.
Right.
All right. Then they found out that Luck wasn't playing.
Yeah, it was more hurt than they thought he was.
In the first game, when there's a big injury to a quarterback, usually you could go with that team.
Right.
Because what Vegas tends to do is over-adjust the line, trying to get people to bet the hurt team. And they usually over-adjust it too much.
So Hasselbeck steps in.
Hasselbeck steps in. He'll probably plays. They're not losing a lot. I mean, I know Luck's going to be around a lot longer, and he's going to get better. But today, you're not losing a lot with Hasselbeck. But you're saving 6 points on the line. What happens? The Colts cover the spread easily. Not easily, but they covered the spread. And now anything is any bet. All bets are off because now they see how the Colts are without their quarterback. And it has nothing to do with the second,
and these aren't
game.
Perfect trends, but they have,
just little tricks of the trade.
Right, like the retiring jersey theory.
Right.
I mean, how many times I can remember like it
Michael
was yesterday.
Jordan, Bulls lose.
They're at home. The Bulls
the Giants lose.
Monday Night Football. They're playing the Vikings.
The Lakers lose.
With
Magic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and these are stats you can go back and look. Michael Jordan at home. The Bulls are playing the Nets when the Nets stuck. And what happens? The Nets go and beat the Bulls in Chicago.
Right.
So, but again, these are stats, trends, things that happen that nobody pays much attention
And
to,
Bobby,
we do.
We may not go with every game with that stat,
No,
but
it's not 100%.
At least it's a look-see. It makes you look at the game.
It's 65 to 70%.
Right.
I would take that on any given night.
Oh, sure.
You give me a stat that hits 65 to 70%, I'm betting 10 grand on that game. Because,
Billy Walters is one of the most successful gamblers in the country, and he hits about 60%.
Right, and we're talking about,
We're
60
talking about
minutes.
every year.
Yeah, we're talking about 60 minutes to the,
Right.
an expose on Billy Walters.
Right. But what you're talking about, though, is also 365 days a year that he's playing.
Right. We have a business, okay? So every day we have to put out games because, not everybody's betting $10,000 a game.
Right.
You got a lot of folks that are betting $20 a game.
Right.
So we have something for them. Every day you're going to see games next to myself, Jerry, Joe, Sal, Richie. These are guys that have been in our, in our business, in our company for years. Mm-hmm. So they put their games out. So, again, but if you want to specialize and you want that big game,
right.
and now we're talking about
and personalized service.
And we're talking about pooling all our efforts,
right.
all the picks, like on a day like today, in a hat, and I'm just, I'm being vague about how the process goes. I would need more than 52 minutes to explain it. But in other words, if you're out there, grab 5 of your best friends, okay, and you guys, put who you like in a hat, all right? And if you all agree on Notre Dame, UCLA, USC, you know what? And if you've been doing this business for an average of 25 years, pretty good chance that game is going to win. That's how good it is, okay? So you want an $80,000 bankroll game where you're going to bet $1,000 to start? We got something like that today. We're going to roll that 1,000 to 2. Now, again, people are signing up also for $10,000.
Yeah.
So 10 grand, first winner, now you got 20. Now, it's easier to bet 20 grand when you're in Vegas because you can go from casino to casino, and they're all...
But even online, if you go to certain ones, you could get the games in with no problem. Click of a mouse, you got 20, 30 grand.
Right, there's a company called, Bookmaker. Right, this company, they're located in Costa Rica, where most of these places are. On their website, they'll tell you that you can bet $100,000 on an NFL game. So that's big money. You don't have that luxury even in Vegas. You'd have to go to probably a couple of casinos to do that, unless you're Money Mayweather or Charles Barkley.
Or they'll sit down and take your social security number, your firstborn, and whatever
if you're a famous player and you have the money to back yourself, like John Daly, who's lost, $40 million gambling.
John, call us.
Yeah, John, you should be calling us. I mean, we've had famous guys call us. Yep. Jeremy Roenick was one of our big clients in his heyday when he was betting. He was betting 20 grand a game.
Yeah.
And I spoke to that guy personally. So here's the point: you want to make money on sports betting, you should be picking up the phone. I'm going to give you that number because we haven't given it out enough. 888-484-4626. Now you're going to call that number. A lovely young lady is going to pick up the phone and she's going to say, "Sports, can I help you?" Don't hang up the phone and run for the hills. All right, somebody will pick up the phone. You're not getting a
you're
not getting voicemail that's going to spit out 6 games for you. All right, they're going to take down your name and number, and one of us is going to get back to you to explain how the
and they're going to take 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah,
to explain
exactly.
Everything
So,
to you.
but listen, anybody who wants to make real money, it's not going to happen in 10 seconds.
Right.
All right, you want to know how this process goes if you're going to be betting this kind of money. I would hope you want to know how the process works. So we can walk you through it. Like we say all the time, doesn't take a brain surgeon to do this. What it takes is some nerve and some money.
There you go. So again, 888-484-4626 is the number. And listen, folks, as much as we say you don't have to be a big player to call us, if you bet 100 or 200 a game, you could call us. We don't want you to shy away if you're a big player, too. I've had many guys come in with $20,000, $30,000, jump in their car, go out to Vegas, and come home with 100, 150 grand. So if you want to make some big money, call us. Whether you're a big player or a small player, we'll accommodate you. But again, when you call up, you're not gonna get a recording. You're gonna get somebody on the phone to call you back. I'm old school. I believe in contact. I believe in talking. I can text you if you want the games texted that way. We do the new technology, but I like to talk to everybody. I like to know what your situation is. I don't want you playing with your rent money or your kids' college tuition. So I want to talk to you and make sure that you know what you're getting into and explain the whole thing so that you feel comfortable as well. But again, if you're a big player, call us. You got 30, 40 grand to put on a game, I will double your money today. I will make you 8 times your money by the weekend. So Again, give us a call, 888-484-4626. 888-484-G-Man is the number. And before we go, Bobby, real quick, the gentleman that's going to be calling in the next segment, what's his situation? He started with how much money?
Yeah, he came on board for $500 to get, we had something worked out where he didn't necessarily want the month. He wanted a goal, so he wanted a bankroll.
Oh, so you charge him $500 to make a couple of grand?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
And
give or take
what's his record now? 3-0?
Yeah, he's 3-0, and now so he's taking the winnings and reinvesting them.
Going on for the
and today he's going to be looking at his first $80,000 bankroll game.
And what's his name?
His name is Chad.
Chad. Okay, so folks, stay tuned. We're going to take a break. 888-484-G-Man. 888-484-4626. We'll be right back with Chad. You're listening to the Sports Advisors. Hang on.
Only one has ever won the Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge more than once. His name is Jerry Hendel, and he has won it 3 times. Not once, but 3 times. No one else has ever done that. Jerry Hendel is America's best. And right now he's going to show you how strong his information is and what has made him a winner. He will give you absolutely free a selection on one of this weekend's games. Get it by calling 888-484-4626. There's no obligation, no cost, no bull. It's free. Even the call is free. 888-484-4626. Get your free selection with absolutely no cost or obligation from America's best. Again, the only 3-time winner of the Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Challenge, Jerry Hendel. 888-484-4626 and 888-484-4626. Call Jerry now and start winning ways with Jerry Hendel.
I'm Jerry Hendel of the Sports Advisors, the only 3-time winner of the Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Contest. And we are on fire here at the Sports Advisors. I want all listeners to give me a call right now. I have a game today that will not lose. You heard me right. It will not lose. If you're tired of losing and you want to make money, give me a call right now. I have a game that will not lose. My number is 1-888-484-4626. That's 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-4626. Give me a call. We're here all day. Operators are standing by. And as I said, I have a game that will not lose. You call me and get this game, I will guarantee this game against the rest of the season. This game must win, or I'll give you the rest of the season absolutely free. Give me a call for this winner right now. The number is 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-4626. And we're back. You're listening to the Sports Advisors, the nation's #1 sports investment firm. In case you just joined us, I'm your host. 3-time Las Vegas Sporting News Handicapping Champion, I'm Jerry Hendel. I'm joined in the studio by Bobby Edwards. Bobby is our underdog king and Big East specialist. Bobby knows his underdogs real well, and Bobby's going to talk about an underdog going for today that's going to win the game outright. So we're going to hear from Bobby in a couple of minutes. But before we get to the show, I want all listeners to pick up the phone and give us a call. I have 3 free winners for today. I'm going to give all callers absolutely free Arkansas, Alabama, Navy, Notre Dame, and TCU, Kansas. For tomorrow, you're going to get the Bills, Titans, Seahawks, Bengals, and the Bears, Chiefs. 6-0, absolutely free. Even the call is free. Call us right now at 1-888-484-4626. 1-888-484-G-Man. 1-888-484-4626 is the number. Give us a call right now. Now, we have a couple of specials today. The $80,000 bankroll games, if you have as little as $1,000 to play with, you can get on board for them. It's the last week. Use code 777 when you call us at 1-888-484-4626. You'll speak to me, Bobby, or Joe, and we'll get you rolling on those $80,000 bankroll games. Again, code 777, and the number is 888-484-4626. Call us now. Speaking of $80,000 bankroll games, we got Chad. He heard us on 610 in Kansas City. Chad, can you hear us? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks.
Oh, there you go. We got good levels on you. Bobby, you can take it over.
Chad, how are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing awesome, man. I appreciate you taking the time out on a Saturday morning to be part of the show. It's always good to have, current clients that, have heard the show and obviously are happy with, with their results so far. So give the audience a little background on, the nature of what got you to pick up the phone and call us.
Well, a couple of years ago, I'd been listening to your guys' show. I was working a bunch of weekends, so I was hearing it every Saturday morning, and I thought about hopping in it back then, but never really felt financially good about it. And then 2 weeks ago, I was listening, and I came home, talked to my wife, and I was like, hey, I got $500 that we really don't need. I can put that towards something. Invest in these guys, and they can tell me picks on the games over the weekends, and then we can go from there and see what we can do. I said, I don't really need $500, but I could use $5,000. And she reluctantly went along with it, but with the outcome that it had, I'm getting ready to go on my first 80K bankroll this weekend, so
right.
I really can't complain.
So you came on board last week. You had a reluctant wife. And again, for the folks that are listening, this is a common, scenario. I mean, right, Jerry? I mean,
wives don't like gambling if you're
right.
losing.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
You're winning, it's different. If I told my wife that I'm going to stop, she'd hit me with a pan.
Yeah. I mean, I shared the story with you, Chad, when I tell my wife I'm betting $50,000 on a game. I actually, I don't want to say I ask permission, but I kind of ask permission. I mean, it's, when you have a wife, these are big numbers. So you're not there yet, but I respect the fact that you asked the wife, and and I like how you said it. She kind of begrudgingly went for it, but so go from there. So she says yes. You make the call. You pay the $500, and then we had set up a bankroll, a goal that we would hit, and then take it away from there.
Yeah, 3 games, bam, bam, bam. Got to where I wanted to be, and then, we're getting ready to go today on another bankroll. So, I really can't complain.
Right. So it worked out perfect where, you came on board for the number that you had.
Small.
Yeah, you had like some disposable income, if you will. All right. You hit 3 games. You weren't doubling up on the money, but you had already had an established account online, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So you had done some sports betting yourself prior to calling us?
How'd you do before?
Yeah, small wagers and stuff like that. But, I find it hard for me to pull the trigger because of my lack of knowledge towards especially the college games, and then just how iffy the NFL games are anyways. So, I told her that, I can either go to the boat, play some blackjack, and lose money that way, or I could go with you guys, have somebody with knowledge and experience to where, if I'm going to the boat, it's just me against the dealer. I don't have somebody, I don't have a professional poker player sitting next to me telling me how to play every hand.
Exactly.
And, it just works out. I'm glad that I ended up making the plunge.
So let me ask you about the boat, because I'm totally intrigued by that. Where are you where there's a boat that you can gamble?
Kansas City.
Okay,
they take sports betting on it? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've never really checked it out.
They don't.
All right, so it's a gambling boat. And what are you on, the Mississippi? I mean, the Missouri River?
Missouri.
So you're on the Missouri River on a gambling boat, and you could play blackjack and poker and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and you've done that before?
Oh, yeah.
And how's that worked out?
Oh, I've had my hot streaks and I've had my cold streaks,
Okay. But that's awesome.
I'm probably sitting about even in the past.
And listen, you're not alone out there, Chad. I mean, Jerry and I are experienced gamblers, obviously, and but we play our fair share of poker. I mean, Jerry's a big-time poker guy. I'm not a great poker guy, but, we know that at least if you know nothing, you have the 50-50 shot at picking a winner. Obviously, we're trying to make it, 100% today with the $80,000 bankroll games. But the daily picks, even the daily picks that you got for me, which were better than daily picks, but, they worked out going 3-0 for you. So here you are Saturday. You're getting ready to get your first $80,000 bankroll game. So, listen, man, I'm glad glad that you took the plunge and your reluctant wife. I'm sure she's feeling a little better about it. I just want to close out by saying I appreciate you taking the time today. It's going to be a great weekend. And, listen, if I need you on the show next week, maybe you'll be around to talk about how this weekend went. And I'll talk to you later on, Chad.
It'll be great. $500.
All right, thanks a lot. You have a good one, Bobby. I appreciate your time.
Awesome, man. Let's have a great weekend. And again, Chad, I appreciate your time, man. And say hello to the reluctant wife for me.
All right, will do. Thank you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
There you go. So, here's a regular guy, right? He comes on board for the smaller games. He pays you $500, and what do you make? A couple of grand?
Yeah, he made He made about $2,800.
All right, so $500. He makes $2,800 after 3 winners, and now he's going to go to bankroll today. So what's he going to bet on his first game today? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, that was the big conversation that he had with his wife. I mean, obviously, I told him, he had about $2,800 online in his account. Okay. I said, listen, we can go 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, or we can stick to the 1,000 to 2 to 4, 4 to 8. And his wife wants to go that route. I have no problem with that. Yeah. He's a great guy. He's a hardworking dude. And you know what? That's a pretty typical scenario.
Yeah.
Maybe not the wife thing. I mean, listen, we got a lot of guys that are beyond having to ask their wife, but it's not beneath me. It's not beneath you, Jerry. I mean, when you're betting 50 to 100 grand on a game, you might have to.
She likes to now. She likes to watch them and pull them in.
Oh, what are you crazy? I mean, my wife's always like, "Who do we need today?" So listen, if you can get your wife involved, it makes life so much easier. I don't care if it's gambling or it's picking out curtains. It's all important. So we're gonna get that 800 number out to you. Maybe somebody else out there is gonna be the next Chad. This guy is from Missouri, nicest guy in the world. He heard us on the Kansas City show, 888-484-4626.
Yeah, and listen, my wife, she don't mind the betting on the games. I mean, with last week, I picked up a little over 100,000, and in 3 months when a new car comes in, she'll be driving a new Tesla.
Right. So it's all relative to what people have to work with.
Yeah.
Not everybody's calling us with 10 grand, but you know what? The people that are, they know that they are, and it's not even you taking a shot. Taking a shot is like blindfolded. You're going for it. You're taking a shot with people that have done this for a lot of years. I mean, we could be odds makers. I mean, we could easily be, every day we do a little, pick the spread, and we're pretty close.
Yeah.
So, again, if you're close at picking the spread, then you must somehow mentally be able to figure out, what the odds makers are trying to do to get you to bet both sides of the game. That's what it's all about, right, Jerry?
Yeah. In other words, the line's not put out because, like I'll give you a quick example today. Alabama is playing against Arkansas, and they made Alabama a 16.5-point favorite. It's not because they have a system that says Alabama is 16.5 better. They do use a numbers system, but that 16.5 is there for one reason. It's there that if 100 people bet on that game, they want 50 people to bet Alabama, and they want 50 people to bet Arkansas. This way, the bookies got even money on the game, and they make their 10%. So if they got 10,000 bet on Alabama and 10,000 bet on Arkansas, whoever wins that game is going to receive $10,000, and the losers are going to pay 11. The bookie makes $1,000. That's a perfect world for a bookie to have the action balance. It doesn't happen all the time, but that's what the book's goal is.
Yeah. And a lot of times, being in Vegas, I'm talking to these sportsbook owners, and they're telling me, geez, Bob, we had a lot of action on, 70% on this one, 65% on that one. So they're a little lopsided, especially, the Super Bowls are great because it's always a crazy big number. But anyway, folks, big day today, big day tomorrow, 888-484-4626.
That wraps up the show. But again, folks, you need to call us. The phone's not going to just pick up and dial for you. It's week number 5, so give us a call. Let us start making some money for you. Again, that wraps up the show, folks. Before we go, I want all listeners to call me right now, 888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN. Just for calling today, absolutely free. You're going to get the winner of Arkansas, Alabama, 7 o'clock tonight. Navy, Notre Dame, 3:30 this afternoon. TCU, Kansas tonight. Those are all free. For tomorrow, you're going to get the Bills, Titans, Seahawks, Bengals, and the Bears, Chiefs. All of them free just for calling. We're hitting 67% on the free picks. That's 2 out of every 3. You want to make money or just test us out? 888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN. Also, we got the $2.99 special. For $299, you're going to get a month of football. We'll throw in the rest of the baseball with any package. So you get the rest of the baseball free, $299. When you call us, just ask for the $2.99 special. The $80,000 bankroll games, you already know. If you want to make 8 times your money, turn 1,000 into 8, 5,000 into 40, 10,000 into 80,000. Just use code 777 when you call us, 888-484-G-MAN, code 777. Get you through to me, Bobby, or Joe. You can also go to the web, www.jerrywins.com, www.jerrywins.com. Listen to this show from the beginning. Listen to the show from the end. Whatever, it's posted on the website. While you're there, I got my guaranteed pickup. $99. You just click on that handsome face of mine, and you get a winner today that's guaranteed or your money back. Pay if you win with Jerry at www.jerrywins.com. You're listening to the Sports Advisors. We'll be back here same time, same station next week. 888-484-4626, 888-484-G-MAN. We'll see you next week.